Last 18 to 24 months have seen a gigantic increase in customers that are storing data in the cloud and using them for AI. We've got one customer who has been with us for a few years, came to us with a petabyte of data, now is up to 6 petabytes of data they use for training a model designed for object recognition as an application. You show the model a picture of something and it tells you what it is. And as you can imagine, there's got to be a lot of data involved in training a model like that. They now have up to 6 petabytes of data, all small object sizes, close to 32 billion objects. And if you've got to touch them over and over again, you get hit with maybe some AI token tax related to inefficient GPU usage, or with just having to run them through again over and over again in different parts of the pipeline. Every year for the last 4 years, Wasabi has done what we call a cloud survey index. A third-party company goes out, in this case, Vanson Bourne, interviewing 1,600 cloud storage users. And they're not just Wasabi users, they're AWS, Azure, Google, Backblaze, Wasabi, everybody. We found consistently for the past 3 years that 51% of the respondents overspend their budget. Digging deeper, of those folks that overspend, 47% of them, of this overspend, is on fees that are not associated with storage. Even though the charges look small on paper, 0.005 cents per 1,000 actions, or 0.0004 cents per 1,000 actions. If you have billions of objects, that adds up to thousands of dollars over the year. You end up not knowing what your overall budget's going to be. You burn through it, and when asked about your AI project, most of the time it's failed because they didn't have the money or the resources to continue on.
Well, the only thing that I would have added is that every time you touch that file by any workflow, it's redundant.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can think of the pipeline from beginning to end as a couple different phases. The first phase is ingests into object storage, and the processing piece where it's all data cleansing. You want to do that as automated as much as possible, but you only really want to do it once. Lastly, it's the archiving of the answers and of the training model. The beginning and the end, cheap and deep object storage is the way to go.
That's where we come in as a partner with Wasabi, is helping get that insight and context out of the file. Once you've captured those insights, the file becomes an artifact, right? Because most of the time, users are not necessarily looking for the file. Up to 95% of all queries never actually need the file itself. It needs the contextual data, the insight data, and MetadataHub automates that ability to go in to the file automatically, capturing those insights, context, embedded metadata. Once you've done that, that file can now be managed.